Hello, Jay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good. I'm in the middle of a week off, so I'm feeling super refreshed. How are you?
That's good. I'm squeezing out every last dying ember of the British summertime and
As one
enjoying
should.
it. Yeah. Us Brits have to make do with what we can get when it comes to sunshine.
You are not wrong. Our allocated 7 hours of sunshine a year are nearly up. I
Just
thought
enjoying
we'd mix things up this episode. I often rely on you to find out what film we should watch on a given episode, but this time I thought I would find something. And I listened to the YouTuber Ashens, who does a lot of reviews of old games, of crappy emulating software, of tatties found in Poundland and other things. And just by chance, the other week, I heard him say, "Oh, why don't you go and watch this film?" referring to a bad film. And lo and behold, I think that's what we're going to watch today. We're going to watch 1965's Monster A Go-Go.
Wow. Right, speechless, really.
Is this a title you're familiar with?
No, but I feel bereft because what a title already.
Yeah, I mean, it's super 60s, A Go-Go, heading to the A Go-Go. So, yeah, I know you haven't had time to absorb all this, but it's directed by Herschel Gordon Lewis, and he's referred to as the godfather of gore. He has 30-odd director credits to his name, and the titles of his films are all bonkers, e.g., The Year of the Yahoo, The Wizard of Gore, How to Make a Doll, She-Devils on Wheels, Blasted Girls. So you get the kind of guy we're dealing with here.
Okay, absolute hack nonsense is what we're talking about here.
Well,
Great.
that's very rude for a film you haven't watched yet.
Yeah, okay. I'm just getting a faint whiff of the subject matter here.
And
I
I'll
mean,
give you some good news up front, is that if you don't like it, it's an hour and 10 minutes long. So, you know.
excellent. I mean, we always look at the runtime, and
We know
very short. We know that we're in for, well, we know that if it's short, the pain will be, only a small amount of time. So that's always a good sign for me.
Yes, definitely. So, are you up for it?
Absolutely. It's 1960s horror with a terrible title. What could go wrong?
Absolutely everything. I'll see you on the other side.
Go, monster, go, go, go. Say now, go, monster, go. Go, monster, go. Oh, now. Go, monster, go.
Go to this theater to see the science fiction picture to end all science fiction pictures. Did he or didn't he? Is he a monster or isn't he? Only his space agency knows for sure, and they won't tell. When the capsule comes down without the astronaut, everyone is on the go, including who or what did come down. Monster A Go-Go. Here's the picture that grabs the screen and shakes it. The picture that makes you wonder if the Earth is coming to an end right in the theater in front of you. Never in your life have you seen such a combination of happy, sad, good, bad, rock'em sock'em action. When you walk out, you wonder what you've seen, because never has there been a motion picture like this. Monster A Go-Go, with a genuine 10-foot-tall monster to give you the whim-whams. Monster A Go-Go, with astronauts and space capsules and pretty girls, and cosmic radiation and pretty girls, and screams and pretty girls. There's something for everyone in the picture they're all talking about, the picture with go. Monster A Go-Go.
So, we've just watched Monster A Go-Go. And do you have a one-word review?
Shit.
Okay, that's good to know. So I'd like to attempt to spiel back the plot, and so to put our listeners right into the heart of what we're watching.
I mean, you seem to take on this role every time. Good luck, because I have got no clue what was going on.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to say. So, a space probe has crash landed. It was part of an early warning system, and Frank Douglas, our courageous pilot, might have been injured as part of it. And then it transpires a radioactive monster is wandering around somewhere in America, eventually to be Chicago. It transpires it was some drug he was given before he took off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did you miss one of those wonderful white men talking scenes? And the radiation radius is growing around him catastrophically. It's growing. And spoilers here, but you shouldn't ever watch this film. That as the officials close down on him, and they've shut down the whole city of Chicago, they're chasing him through I say chasing, lumbering, sort of sloping after him very slowly in hazmat suits. They nearly catch up to him, and then a voiceover tells us that he disappeared, and actually Frank Douglas, the astronaut, is fine, and I quote, he is of normal size. And then the end card flashes up. That's what we watched. I mean, what did I miss?
I have no idea what you missed, because I feel like I've missed quite a lot. Certainly, I've missed 1 hour, 8 minutes of my life.
Yeah, you're not getting that back.
Yeah. What did you miss? Did it say in the plot anywhere that at various points in the film, about 20 middle-aged white American men will be standing in front of each other, waffling a load of old crappy dialogue that you can barely hear because, I don't know, microphones that didn't seem to exist in the 60s.
Yeah, you've layered two pieces of crap together there. So, the big technical flaw that covers the entire film is the inaudible soundtrack. The whole thing is quite a challenge to hear throughout. Really difficult, very muffled. Apart from the stentorian announcer who comes direct from the land of cliche. And who, may I add, I know is the director himself, Herschel Gordon Lewis.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, that is abysmal. That is abysmal. So the voiceover appears sort of every 20 minutes to sort of like explain what's going on or what is about to happen. In fact, spoils what's about to happen at least one time. So that's the director trying to sort of like paper over his pathetic cracks of rubbish dialogue and non-existent storyline. Okay. Yeah,
so let me point out exactly why so many cracks exist, and this isn't a fact I'd let you in on, but I've done some reading about this film beforehand. Right. So it was originally directed by Bill Rebane in 1961, but he runs out of money, so the whole project is shelved. Years later, this godfather of gore, Herschel Gordon Lewis, buys the rights and what's left of it, and kind of cobbles it together and sticky tapes it together for release in 1965. Some of the actors couldn't be asked to come back to film the rest of it, which is why, and you said it at one point, what happened to all those people wandering around in cars? Well, they just didn't come back, so that's why those characters disappear.
Are you having a laugh?
No.
That is unbelievable. Oh my God! And what a hatchet job, and it certainly comes across like that. There's about 10 characters in this film who appear in scenes like right from the beginning, and they just disappear. There's this. What didn't I say to you when we were watching it? It's like, wasn't there a scene a minute ago of some blonde woman having dinner with some guy?
Yep.
Where have they gone? Who were they?
We never, well, we probably did know, but I lost interest in who they were. Them and their martinis with the anchovy olives.
She talks about the anchovy. Make sure, don't forget about the anchovy olives.
Yeah.
Like that's
So-
the least of the problems in this film.
That is the least of the problems. I mean, you know, the opening titles had a really very 60s nice skiffle soundtrack. I thought, oh, that's quite good. But so this is 1965. Jay, remind us, what were the Beatles releasing in 1965?
Oh, Help and
Right.
Rubber Soul.
Both of which sank without trace. No, Rubber Soul frequently comes up in best albums of all time lists, right? The stuff they were playing with, you know, what they were experimenting with, and yet still cranking out really enjoyable tunes. And they have this weird skiffle thing, boogie woogie, going on. And while we're on the year 1965, so you might think, well, it was 1965. Films weren't different back then. But can I tell you about some of the films that came out in 1965? Thunderball, the Bond film.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, okay.
Cat Ballou.
Right. Yeah.
The Ipcress File.
Yeah, I mean, classic.
Dr. Zhivago.
Oh, my God.
The Sound of Music, you know.
What?
So there's good stuff.
Oh, come on. This was like the ramblings. Oh, that's made me feel even more sick.
Oh dear, more sick.
This is like some black and white nonsensical nightmare from the 1800s. It was so retro, clunky, badly made. I'm just going to read a couple of quotes about this film. Horrible dialogue, terrible acting. The editor must have been smoking crack. The effects could have been done by an 8-year-old. Continuity? What continuity? The monster. I've seen scariest stuff come out of my drain. I give it 5 stars and plan to watch it again. Oh God! Oh God!
I mean, for an hour and 10-minute film, we've actually got quite a lot to talk about. I mean,
it looks like they had a $500 budget and spent it on something else.
Spent it on the rap party. I mean, there was a line near the beginning, referring to Frank Douglas, our poor pilot, where our Dentorian voiceover said, "Pilot dead, horribly mangled in a way no one had ever seen before." Which is quite a statement, isn't it? You're mangled in a way no one had ever seen before. Was his ear attached to his fingers? I don't know.
Yeah, and also, how does he know that? I mean, it's quite a bold statement. Did he do sort of like surveys in Nigeria?
But then they show us the body, which is quite clearly fine.
That shows the body is just a guy. Just a guy lying down. Oh, yeah. So bad. So bad. So I asked you to write down some stuff because I just couldn't be bothered. What did you write down, Gary?
Well, there was that, and we moved to we need to tell his wife that something's happened. Yeah. And then again, we've got quite a dramatic scene to happen. I'm going to tell you. They choose to do this one wide set shot that lasts about 4 minutes of this army general or policeman, it's never quite clear, talking to these 2 women. Never a close-up in sight. Still the muffled audio. This little Jimmy appears from nowhere. Says, "Hey, kid." I don't know what that was all about. And then a little after that, I mean, I must admit I phased in and out, and we don't forget this film is called Monster A Go-Go, and A Go-Go immediately places it in a time and place, doesn't it? And we suddenly cut to the twist.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, not the twist of the film, but the dance. A whole bunch of crazy teenagers all doing the twist.
Which is like something from another film, because basically everything up until this point has been loads of middle-aged white men standing, talking a load of nonsense in a really, really boring manner, non-stop. Every scene, talking, dialogue, can't really hear it, all nonsense, boring men, and then all of a sudden, tits, dancing, breasts, young people, complete. and no one speaks. And it's just been sort of warped in from another dimension. Yeah. But that actually was my favourite part, not for the tits.
No, well, there was something moving on the screen which was quite novel. Again, our voiceover dude comes in with fate and history never deal with ifs.
So is that the director saying that?
Yes, apparently so, because he then murders the Biff Tannen character. Oh, sorry, the monster then murders the Biff Tannen character.
Oh yeah, it was a bit Back to the Future, that section, wasn't it?
And that's when we actually, and then this Dr. Logan, the one who appears to know about him being infected with radiation. This is not very clear. He then goes looking for the monster, and the voiceover man informs us that he's about to go looking for him, and he will never return. So, hey, he's going to die in this scene. He wanders around a field for about an hour,
holding a hairdryer.
Holding a hairdryer, and then suddenly Lurch from the Addams family appears with porridge on his face, who is our monster.
It's so bad.
And gets him. It's what he does to them isn't really clear, is it? There's no fight scene or anything.
Yeah, nothing is really clear. Nothing in this film is really clear. Literally, I couldn't see half of it. There were so many shots of just pitch black with vague areas of grey flapping past. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on. I swear the monster changed actor halfway through. Also, did you notice when whoever that guy was walking through the field carrying a hairdryer?
That was Dr. Logan.
I'm glad you were paying attention because there were bird noises. Now, I didn't mention this at the time because I just thought surely not, but then it happened in another scene. The bird noises were all made by someone whistling, which was, if I think back on it, is really bizarre because there's another scene where there's a load of girls sunbathing. It's not as boring. It's probably the least boring part of that film as well, just literally because other people are in it other than loads of boring middle-aged men. But there's also someone whistling bird noises in the background because they couldn't find real birds. I don't know.
Well, the Foley artist was working overtime because did you also hear the phone ring near the beginning of the film?
I've got a quote here mentioning that, but I didn't notice it. But did you?
Yeah, the bring bring. Like I just did it just then.
It does say here they're possibly the only film in cinema history to have someone off camera making a phone noise to simulate a phone ringing.
If only we could find a way to make a phone ring, eh? Because they can go off randomly. There's no way to predict when a phone's going to go off, so you can capture the noise.
Oh, Gary, I can't believe this is happening, but I'm starting to feel that this is the worst film we've ever watched. I can't believe how
there is a lot. Hey, we've talked all this time and we haven't talked about some of the wonderful scenes, such as the scene when some lady's car breaks down.
Oh my god!
Yes, I think you're ahead of me. Some lady's car breaks down, and then some truck pulls over to help fix it. He wins and sort of really mansplains to her. Ooh, you should have a full tank of gas.
Who's also drunk, right?
I think so, or just acting really bad. And then she really sexily kisses him on the mouth, and then drives off. And it's really out of place from the rest of the film. And let's be clear, I don't think two characters exist outside of this scene.
Oh my god, they don't! Oh my god, they don't!
I'm not.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Gary! Oh my god, that scene had literally nothing to do with the film.
Nope.
Because when you're watching it, you think, oh, okay, maybe they're going to call back to that. Maybe those actors are then going to go on to something, but then something else happens and you forget about it. But now that I'm thinking about it, that scene had literally nothing to do with the film. The characters The woman breaks down. A man comes and fixes the car. She snogs him like some kind of disgusting whore, and he drunkenly gets back into his van. He says, "Gregory Peck," and then that's it.
Yep.
The
Yep.
scene has nothing to do with it. Oh my god, this film! Oh my god! Oh my god, this film!
You are not wrong. And there's also a whole scene where the monster trashes the lab, and I can hear you on the other end of the line going, "What? What happened?" Yeah, this is explained away by the voiceover guy saying, "It was all destroyed by a sweep of the monster's arm." We just have the doctor arriving at his office the next day, and it's all wrecked. I say wrecked. A few things have been knocked over.
Why would you have a film called Monster a Go-Go and not have any monster in it? Like, the monster is in it for like 5 seconds in total. Why would you? The only chance for some action for the
There's
monster.
something to be said for the Spielbergian, don't reveal your monster too early in the film.
Not don't reveal your monster ever.
Be fair, he does appear for a good, 11 second screen time, and in no way intimidating or scary. He just looks a bit lost.
Oh, God, this film. I'm at a loss. I'm not entirely sure this isn't some sort of avant-garde sort of
art project.
Because some of those shots with like the terrible camera angles, the inaudible dialogue, and the frankly bizarre soundtrack of what sounds like a cat running across a piano.
There's also a bit where they send the army to fight the monster. It's pitch black. And when I say pitch black, you mean there's the odd shaft of light on the screen. And a shooting into the darkness.
Yeah. Your great set piece is completely pitch black.
Yeah,
I don't understand this film, Gary. I don't understand it.
Nope.
So last week I was angry with it. I can't be angry with this film because I don't understand it.
No, it didn't make any sense. But, as if there was a bit towards the end, all around Chicago, where they're investigating and tracking down the radiation, where I thought, actually, they could be onto something here with a bit of tension. And it had an air, and I want to be quite clear, a hint of an air of a sniff of Quatermass.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to compare them, but there was something about it. Lest we forget, this is 2 years after Doctor Who debuts on the British TVs. But then they just throw away the ending in the worst way I've ever seen.
It's terrible.
The voiceover man says the monster disappears, and the astronaut is fine. To quote, "As if a switch had been flicked, as if an eye had been blinked." And the monster. And the astronaut was fine. He was absolutely fine. And again, I repeat, and of normal size. I like that. So just add that in. He's fine, but he's 7 feet tall.
Oh my God, this film is absolute tripe. Which is what I said about last week as well.
Yeah. So, Jay, Monster a Go-Go. Would you recommend this film?
Monster a no-no for me.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, there's nothing redeeming about it at all. It's not even worth it for amusement value.
I think we could all think of, just on a 5 fingers in front of us, something better to do with 1 hour and 8 minutes, because this film is it's drained some cells from my brain.
Yeah, absolutely. I can strongly not recommend this film.
It is barely a film. It is literally, it's like someone's rolled camera and some humans flapping in and out of shot. That's all it is.
Yeah, I have to agree.
It is utterly terrible. It is utterly terrible. Well, thank you, Gary.
No, thank you for wasting an hour and 10 minutes of my life too.
No problem.
All the best. I'll see you next time.
See ya.